Okay, so now we're going to get a needle. I have already threaded and prepared your needle with a string before you came to our class today. And you notice the string is very long. The string can get easily tangled, so we have to be careful always to pay attention to where the string is. And I highly suggest that while you're doing your stringing that you might want to stand, okay? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we start from the left-hand side of your panel. And it says start here. This is the left-hand side. Everyone, find the left-hand side of your panel. Okay, now get your string and find the end of the needle, okay? This is the beginning of the needle. We don't want this. We want the end. You're going to take the end of your string and you're going to lift up this first string and put it under it just like that. Okay, so hopefully by now we've done some knot making. If not, I'll go over this again on how to make a knot. When you want to make a knot, what you need to do is you need to wrap this over this one. So you have like a fish. See how it looks like a fish? So this is going over the long string. This is the long string. Okay, I'm going to keep this pinched. You want to pinch this, okay? And now what you're going to do is you're going to take this little short end and you're going to go under and then through the middle loop and pull. Pull it tight. Okay, we're going to do this again. We're going to make another fish loop. You could see I have a loop right here. And this string is going over the long string. And I'm going to take the short end and I'm going to wrap it under and through the loop and pull tight. There's my knot. Okay, so on our panel, we labeled these before we started. And you'll see my first row, row A, is all red. So I'm going to need to find 9 reds out of my beads. And here they are. Now, I'm going to have you take each bead and put it onto your needle. Count as you go. Make sure you have 9. If you're short one, it's going to come back and it's going to become a problem. So always double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now you're going to take these beads and you're going to slide them down all the way. And I'm taking my needle and making sure that my string is not getting tangled, okay? But the string needs to stay over here on this side, on your left side, okay? The needle is over here on my left side. And my string is too. So now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take the needle and we're going to go under all of the strings. So watch. If you look at it, see how my needle is going under the string. It's going under and through. And I'm going to pull this through. I'll put the needle down while I'm pulling the string. And I'm going to keep pulling it. All right. And you might want to kind of go like this and, okay. Now, once they're through, we don't want the beads to go any farther than this because each bead now is going to have to find its own home. This bead can't be outside on either end. It has to be between. So there are 9 slots, 1 bead per slot. So you're going to have to move them so that they are between a slot. And I actually did this really tight, okay? So mine is kind of tight. And if you need to, you can just see how this one is not inside. Lift this string up and make sure he goes in there in his little home. So each one is between a string. okay? Now this is the tricky part. Once you figure it out, you're going to be fine. You want to make sure you put your hand, I would use my left hand, and press down. You're pressing on the strings. And you want to make sure you do that so that all the strings are pressed down. Because the next step is this. We're going to be taking the needle and we're going to go backwards. But remember how we went under the string last time? Now we need to go over. So when this needle is going in through the beads, we're going to be going through the beads. All of your beads, all of the strings are going to be below the needle as I'm going through. So I'm going to go through, and as I'm going through, it's very important that the needle, as it goes through to one end to the next, is going over the strings that are in between the beads, okay? So if you were to look between here, look. Do you see how that string is under the needle? That is very important. Everywhere I pull between the beads, that string is under the needle. If you don't do that, and one of the strings is above the needle, that bead will not stay in place. Okay? The very first one is always the trickiest. So you see I pull the needle through, and now I'm going to pull the string until there is nothing left for me to do. Okay? There's my first one. And, oh, do you see what happened there? That's going to happen. It's okay. Just pull it a little bit tighter, and now it's in place. Now I'm going to move my beads up so I can see what my next row is. If you count, my next row has 3 orange, 2 blue, 3 orange. So that means I'm going to need 6 orange and 3 blue. Okay? Now when you put them on, this is important because if you don't put them on in the right order, your whole pattern is going to be off. Number 1, 2, 3 beads are going to be orange. So 1, 2, 3. Now 4, 5, 6 are blue. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 7, 8, 9 are orange. You really have to pay attention to this because later on you're going to find that your pattern gets a little bit more complicated because these peace signs or whatever pattern you have on there will be more complicated. So once again, now I'm going to slide them all the way down until it's the end. The second row is usually easier because your beads will want to go into place better and quicker this time. All right? You're going to want to make sure that your needle starts on the start side. You're going to go under all of the strings. You see how it's going under, and I'm going to pull it. Okay? And this time, see how it kind of almost decided it wanted to do what it's supposed to? Almost. But if it's off, like, do you see how this one, there's a spot that's empty over here? That can't happen, okay? What you're going to have to do is you're going to figure out where it is. One of mine has 2 beads in it, or maybe I miscounted. Oh, there's the other bead. Okay, so this bead is not where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to have to move my string over. So I'm going to kind of just lift up the string and move the beads over, okay? Until they're all in their own notch. There we go. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go in the reverse. So you will go ahead and put the needle through the beads one at a time, and you'll notice that I am putting it over the string. Okay? And pull. go.